Hey everybody, Dr. RJ here again with the Colorado Chiropractic Association, coming to you live today with another one of our amazing speakers for Rev Up. Again, that's Relevancy, Excellence, and Value, brought to you by the Colorado Chiropractic Association. Today we get to interview one of our own. What I mean by that is not just a chiropractor, but one of Colorado's own rock star docs. She's up in Fort Collins. She has two practices, been in practice since 2012, and she's doing phenomenal things up there in Fort Collins. Whoops, that's Fort Collins, Colorado. She's CACCP certified. So she'll talk about what that is. She's Webster certified. She has 6 docs working for her. And if you already don't know who I'm talking about, well, you're going to learn and find out a lot about Miss, I shouldn't say Miss, I was going to call you Miss Fort Collins, because she was Miss Fort Collins.
True.
It's Dr. Elise Rigney. Elise, how are you today?
Good. Thanks for having me. Good memory on that pageantry part.
Hey, you're all over everywhere trying to win for the state of Colorado. So that's huge.
Different one, wasn't it? Yep.
So she's done a bit of everything. We were just, as I try to interview people and learn about them, you've served all facets of chiropractic, meaning that you started off as a CA. You've been a doctor, and now you teach doctors. So good on you, and congratulations.
Thank you. And actually, while I was at chiropractic school, so I went to Northwestern, I worked for 15 different chiros in the Minneapolis area screening. I screened every weekend and did marketing for these chiropractors. So, I mean, I've been screening in the produce section at a grocery store and did it all when I was a student, as many doctors did too.
Well, I mean, but it's like that, because you were in, I think at one time you were bodybuilding, correct? I know you did something.
I did Olympic weightlifting like so long ago, 2008. Yep.
Okay.
Good memory. Geez, where does that come from?
It's a trap. It's a special trap I have in my head. But what my point with that's going to be, it's just like anything, right? The more you do it, the better you become at it.
Yeah.
And, like I said, you've done some great things in your office in terms of pediatrics and help. And I'm pretty sure the last time we spoke, you said that your office is almost 100% focused on pediatrics and family, correct?
It's kind of. So we all are certified in it. So we all work with the ICPA. So the CACCP certification, a little over half of our doctors have that. Everyone's Webster certified. They came out with a new perinatal certification, so we have that as well. But we actually have like full-on pediatric prenatal care plans. And then anyone who's basically not pregnant and not a kid is a corrective care plan. So we've got a 5-step health correction system for them. So it's kind of in between, but it's a family practice overall. So that way, if we've got, dad coming in, doesn't really qualify under pediatrics or prenatal. So then dad gets corrective care, and we've got x-rays, post x-rays, all of that too. So really just trying to have a facility that truly takes care of the entire family with very specified care for each individual.
No, I think that's amazing. That's what I think all of us would attain or want to try to get to in practice. And it's so cool that you do that, and all the certifications just, create that much more value for the families up there in Fort Collins and the surrounding areas.
Totally.
So when you come in October, and again, it's the 21st to 23rd, you're speaking, what's a little teaser you can give to the people that they're going to come and, learn from Dr. Elise, and what can they take away, and just give them something that they want to say, yeah, I want to go hear her speak.
Yeah. So you get CE for listening to me speak. First of all, like pro tip, come and attend, because it'll be entertaining, I promise. And you'll have takeaways too. So my goal is really to take what I can and put it into this hour to help you with pediatric analysis, technique. And then if I have time, I'm throwing in some prenatal care as well, just because what I see, and truthfully from social media, I'd say, is adjustments or care and photos and videos where I'm like, oh, that's cringy. Like, this is not how we should be taking care of a pregnant mama or a baby. And so what I want to do is just empower docs in the audience to feel like, oh, I had no idea. I can totally shift this. I don't need to go get an entire certification to do this. And I can take care of these babies and these kids and kids with developmental issues, or maybe labeled on the spectrum, at this much higher of a level now, just from attending this 1 hour talk.
That's huge, right?
Yeah.
The takeaway, that the certainty that people are going to gain from hearing you and from what you teach. So I think it's going to be, amazing, and I can't wait. I just love learning from people that have done certifications and put the time and energy in. And it's kudos to you, and we appreciate you sharing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you guys for having me too.
Well, you got the long drive from Fort Collins down to Aurora.
Yeah,
Well,
totally.
racket, I don't know what's worse, flying or gas, right? Like what prices, what you might want to fly
Uh,
from like Wyoming down, to be cheaper.
yeah. Just go up to Cheyenne and take it. That's where my next location is going to be, actually. So I'm going to go Colorado into Wyoming next. Is the next plan of action, actually.
Is that a true statement, or like
Yeah.
100%?
Yeah.
Good for
Yeah,
you.
we have so many patients who travel from Wyoming and Nebraska too. And so we're like, there's just a need up there. So
Why
yeah,
do you think that? Why do you think that is?
it's really for the prenatal and
Okay.
pediatric. Like they're the hospitals up there refer to us, the midwives up there refer to us. And so and a lot of people come down here for their general care anyway. So then they get referred to us and keep doing the drive. So yeah, it's just that we're only 40 minutes too. So to them, that's not a big deal. They're like, oh, you have Trader Joe's, you have Costco. I'll come 3 times a week. No big deal. There's plenty of other things I can do down here. Like any excuse.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it's funny.
awesome. So I know you've been involved in different groups in Colorado, and you're pretty active. You're supportive of all things Colorado and chiropractic. The question I love to ask people next is, a lot of people perceive there's no value, or that you get nothing out of joining the Colorado Chiropractic Association. So again, from your perspective,
Yeah,
why does it make sense for people to join and partner up with the CCA?
absolutely. Okay. So I will say I am someone who hasn't necessarily been the most active as far as attending board meetings or anything like that. So I am that person who it's like, I thought in the beginning, oh, shoot, this mean I'm going to have to like be showing up for all these things if I join, right? I was like more had boundaries around the commitment, having young kids, all of that sort of stuff. So if anyone's listening, thinking about that, you don't need to go to everything, right? But they offer so much. My favorite thing so far has been the philosophy nights. And RJ, you were at the Boulder one, and then we had one up in Fort Collins, and I think you guys went over to Grand Junction. Like you went around the state too. That was one of my favorite parts. But also, I just think it's important to give back to an organization that gives back to us too and fights for stances that we all feel very strongly about, or we hope the majority of us feel strongly about. So I think that's just an important foundation really for all chiropractors to be giving back to the state organization as well. And because they do the work that you really might not want to do, like, or find time to do or figure out how to do if you're serving in your practice, at least if you can financially be giving back, that's really important.
Yeah, I think that's well said. I mean, it's so true. A lot of people don't realize the amount of work that our team at the CCA does for all of us chiropractors, from Andre, our executive director, to Erica, our marketing director, and Danielle, our events coordinator, and just all we do when we meet and do our board meetings. Like, we put a lot of thought and
Mm.
work into preserving chiropractic. And for all of us on these calls, it could look a lot different, but at the end of the day, we're chiropractors, and we'll fight for you. And
Yeah.
to stand up for our rights, and to be able to practice and keep our doors open during craziness. And it does take time and a toll, but we just want people to join. We, like I always said, my goal for doing what I'm doing on the board is to make more people see chiropractors in the state, and then that benefits all of us as chiropractors.
That is amazing. Thank you guys for everything that you do. Do you mind sharing more about how that vision is coming to life through the CCA?
It's doing amazing events. So one thing is creating, the Rev Up and changing the name from the annual convention. And it's just, allowing people the access to all the stuff we have online, from, business planning. We're trying to get with some PI attorneys to bring out a course for Colorado chiropractors on PI. Because there's a lot that people don't know here, and there's a lot of people from outside the state of Colorado doing events, but they don't know Colorado law. So we're trying
Mm.
to do that for the docs. But then globally, we want to do like a marketing outreach where we just get chiropractic on everywhere. And that comes from our, legislative team, meeting legislators, getting in the know there, and just grassroots efforts of everything that our focus on is about how we're going to impact chiropractic to the patient and then to the doctor.
That's amazing. And I think that's what probably, like, for me as a member, that is what just fuels me to always continue to support, because it's, again, that's not something that I feel is my strength, right? Especially when it comes to legislation and politically and reading papers and stuff and law. I'm like, thank God you guys send out emails to interpret stuff, because I'm like, that is, I don't know what any of this means. So I think, yeah, it's so important to continue to support our CCA.
And if people are listening to this and they really like the legal aspect, we have a legislative committee that meets with their lobbyists, and they're interviewing candidates, and they do a lot. And if someone's into that, please let us know. And we got places for you to serve, right? And if anyone wants to get on, we got an education committee that helps put these events together. And then again, next year, I really want to focus on growing chiropractic in the state of Colorado. And I think we need to come up with a clear, concise message that the community and the people in Colorado can understand. And that will make them look at chiropractic more. It's like anything else. The more we get people using chiropractors, the better it is for all of us. And the more that people understand what we do, it's better for all of us too. So,
it's how you make a true impact. Like, that's really how we create change.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, well, I appreciate your time today. And again, if you guys want to come hear Dr. Elise speak and meet her and ask her questions, I'm sure she'll be willing to answer anything you want to know about how to build an amazing practice and in a team and in a strong community. She'll be at the Colorado Rev Up October 21st to 23rd, 2022 down in Aurora. You can click the links below. And again, Elise, thank you so much for being on here with me today. I super appreciate you, and we can't wait to hear you speak in October.
Thank you. Can't wait.